I just wanted to get your overall thoughts on last night. How did everything go?
Last night, it was one of those roller coasters. The first round went perfect, exactly like we worked on. Everything Islam did was exactly what we worked on. Khabib and I have gave him the game plan, and he followed it to a T in the very first round.
Beautiful. Did Dustin do anything in there that surprised you? Because obviously Islam was surprised by how well he had prepared. Were you also?
I was definitely 100% impressed with Dustin and how well prepared he came to defend the takedowns, because that's exactly what he did. After the first round that was completely dominant for us, the second round, Dustin adjusted, and we were having a little tougher time looking to take him down, so it was one of those situations where we had to readjust, and as a matter of fact, that was one of the closest rounds, and if it didn't go our way that round, I can understand why. It was a very close round. After that round happened where Dustin made the adjustments on the takedowns, and obviously when you miss on a takedown, the next time around, you don't really try with the confidence you did the first time, because he stopped it. So Islam was still going to work on taking him down, but it was more difficult. So Dustin was able to get off some shots. I implored Khabib, we got to wake him up, we got to get him back in the game. In the third round, Khabib got Islam back in the game, and I was very happy with the third round.
What did he say to him in order to get him back into the game?
Basically, I don't know what Khabib said to him, only because he was speaking in Russian, and I need to learn to speak Russian. So anybody out there going to teach me, please, because Khabib won't. His team won't teach me. They don't want me to know their secrets. But regardless, someone is willing to help me learn, that'd be awesome. Because then I can be a secret agent on both sides.
So Islam also confirmed he had staph infection a few weeks out from the fight. How is that for a coach watching your fighter, suffer in training camp a few weeks out?
Well, when I got to camp almost a month ago, Islam was not necessarily 100% training because he had this big old, a nasty staph infection. He said that this camp was a very bad camp for him. But from my perspective, since I wasn't there at the beginning of the camp, I was there the last half of the camp. It was a great camp. Everything was great. When Khabib showed up, everything even got better. Khabib's the leader. I'm more the mentor role now. Khabib took over the leadership role, and every department taking care of the guys, making sure when they went to sleep, etc., etc. So everything went perfect. The staph infection did not affect him whatsoever. He was not on antibiotics that week of the fight, so we cannot use that as anything. He was perfectly fine.
What's it like when the media start noticing these things, are zooming in on pictures, and because obviously we don't get to see the true reaction until after the fight, so what's that like?
Well, it's kind of funny how little simple things people notice, change things. Like Conor goes and starts on a rant, starting to create drama, with Islam, which is kind of good, because Conor's the kind of guy you want to root against or root for regardless. Everybody wants to see him. I want to see him get beat by Islam. So for me, him doing what he's doing is causing a lot of attention. So, there wouldn't be nothing better for me and Khabib than to have Islam, have a fight with him somewhere down the line. He brought that staff up, which was very observant on his part, to be honest with you, very observant on his part. The only thing is that, he observed it way too late. It was like, at the time he mentioned that it was already 3 weeks past.
The submission victory as well. Talk me through the DARs.
Well, the thing with Islam, he has so many ways of finishing you. The Darce choke is when he used a guillotine, you name it, armbar. He's so well versed in so many disciplines, and that's why I say he can do it all, So the choke was there, but also too, from what I remember correctly, if I am correct, the corner was telling them stay in the middle, thinking that they're safe in the middle. But I know Islam. Khabib knows Islam. Coach Magomed knows Islam. Saif Safullah knows Islam. We all know how good Islam is taking down anywhere. It's difficult more in the middle of the ring, but regardless, Islam's got so many ways of taking you down. Obviously, you saw how beautiful he did it, and he went into the submission. It was a great thing. I thought we were going to win the fight anyways, but to have a finish like that is the best thing, because the card was a little lackluster. The card was not it didn't turn out to be a great card. Kevin Holland did really, really well. Outside of that, Sean Strickland didn't really come on strong till the very, very end. And I thought if he would have came on strong at the beginning, it would have been a better finish for the fight fans, But as it is, in the main card, you only have the main event really saved the whole show.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously now you guys have used the new gloves. They've been out there. They've done their thing. There was a few eye pokes last night still, and I know that wasn't the sole reason for the change. But what do you make to the gloves in hindsight?
The gloves, I don't know. I have to let the fighters decide, but there was some eye pokes, and let's see what the UFC decides. They go back to the older gloves, but, there was a few eye pokes. I don't think you're ever going to completely get rid of the eye pokes. That's the thing, so... I don't think you're going to completely get rid of the eye pokes. Let the fighters decide on the gloves, and the UFC can make their decision what they think is the right thing to do, if they're going to continue with these gloves or change them.
Can you explain the difference to me from your perspective of what it was like in the Volkanovski fight, the second fight in the corner, as opposed to here when Khabib's here? What are the differences?
The difference between the Volkanovski fight, where I didn't have Khabib, but I had great coaching. And Nurmagomedov was there. Saif Safullah was there. So I had great guys with me, so it was okay. And Muslim, his childhood brother, from childhood, was always in all the corners and is always going to be in the corners. So it was great to have Khabib. He has so much passion. I have to always calm him down. It's like his father. His father goes crazy in the corner. Khabib did the same. And I was telling Khabib, yell as loud as you want. That's okay. I want you to yell loud so he can hear you. But moving your body up and down and getting the commission upset at us, it doesn't help. I go, so just try to please settle down. Yes, coach. Okay. But no, he still goes crazy. I love him so much. He brought life to the corner. Khabib brought life to the corner. He's on track to be one of the greatest corner and coaches of all time himself. From the fighter, greatest of all time in my opinion, to gonna be the greatest of all time coach. And Conor, he needs a lot of work.
Khabib always has really poignant advice for Islam after the fights. Sometimes, it's the I wouldn't say harsh advice, but it's real advice. He gives it to him real. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. So after last night, I was wondering, what did he say behind closed doors to Islam about that fight?
Well, I wasn't there when Khabib talked to Islam after the fight, so I'm assuming he told him that was a great fight. You had to go through adversity to win this fight, and I'm very proud of you, brother. Now you learn from this. You get a lot of knowledge from this type of fight, and that's exactly what Islam got. He got a lot of knowledge from this fight, and he proved that he's the real champion. And in my opinion, he is pound for pound, because he went through adversity. He conquered adversity. Not one time did he falter. Not one time did he think he wasn't in the game. He was always pushing. And Dustin, hey, it was the Rocky Apollo Creed scenario all over again. He came out strong, and Dustin did exactly what Rocky did, came out really strong. But at the end of the day, if you really watch the fight, Islam was in control the whole time, except for a few sporadic points here and there where Dustin got going really well. And then I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe in the third round, I believe Islam broke his nose, because his blood just, flowed like crazy. So for Dustin to have a broken nose like that and blood coming the way he did, and then sitting in that cage and in the middle of that ring and telling Islam, let's go. I was very impressed with Dustin on that. And Islam obliged. Let's go. That's what warriors do. That's what champions do. They oblige. They come in. They fight you. They're not going to cower down. You say, let's go. You want more blood? I'm going to give you more blood. So that's exactly what Islam did. I was so proud of Islam. And my whole team, I love my guys. They're the most close-knit family I've ever encountered in my life, and I'll be with them till I die.
Did it scare you a bit watching him enter that deep zone? Because...
Well, for me, I don't get nervous anymore, and I wasn't at all afraid one time. I was just focused on what I need to do to say, to get him to do the right things. Can he hear me? Choose my words wisely, say it at the right time. and there was times he listened because he could hear me, and you can hear me say something, and he'll do it right then. And there was times the noise against us was so loud that, man, he couldn't hear us, you know. So there was a tough time for us to be able to get him to hear us. But on the corner, he listened. He listens really well. It's just that, you know, he couldn't listen to everything we're saying on the corner because, you know, obviously the crowd was too noisy.
Yeah, I imagine that's very difficult. Khabib met Donald Trump. Do you know what they spoke about? It looked like a very interesting meeting.
Yeah, I saw the Khabib meeting Donald Trump, and the only thing I go is I can go on Instagram, and actually Khabib told me that he met him, and he asked, hey, you know, is there anything you can do with the Palestine war to stop the war? War is not good for humanity. You know, humanity, we all need to love each other and take care of each other. For me, it's not about this or that, it's about humanity, and we all need to be compassionate to our fellow men and women and children, especially children. So for me, I'm not against anybody. I'm just against hurt humanity. I'm against that.
Definitely, me too. Did Donald Trump have a good response for that?
Donald Trump had the best response of the whole arena. The whole place went crazy for Donald Trump, and I'm crossing my fingers that he can get back on board because he's a businessman. He's a businessman first. He's not about, you know, he is for humanity. Donald Trump is the right man for the job for the USA and the world.
Beautiful. Last question from me. If you can break down Umar's upcoming fight for me stylistically against Cory, that would be amazing.
Repeat that again.
Yeah, so I just was looking for you to break down stylistically Umar and Cory Sandhagen's fight coming up in the future.
Got it.
Yeah,
well, you know, the Umar Cory Sandhagen fight, it's going to be, you know, a pure Muay Thai stylist. That's actually, Cory's proven that he's got a decent ground game, and I'm not sure about his wrestling, but his jiu-jitsu game is good, and his Muay Thai is obviously good. Umar is unorthodox. He's an unorthodox guy, so he can come at you from different angles, hit you with power kicks, power punches, and he's got explosive single legs, you know, and, you know, he's got great ground. Umar is the total ultimate all-around mixed martial artist. You know, he's well-rounded, and Cory is proven to be also well-rounded, and he's top-ranked guy, so it's a good test for us. I believe we're going to soar really high. Young Eagle is going to prove to everybody he's the next bantamweight champion. He's the heir to that throne. I've said it before on many occasions about Islam. I said it about Khabib. I said it about Usman Nurmagomedov. I said these guys are future champions. I'm saying it about Umar. Umar is the next big thing in the bantamweight division from Dagestan, Russia.